Viewers, a warm welcome to your weekly sports show. Sports Tonight with me, Omijai, the latest headlines. Traditional sports takes center stage in day 5 of the 2014 Roots Homecoming Festival. Highlights of the second edition of the Bajana Marathon as Mariama Tijalo once again extends her dominance in long-distance race. And we will hear from two Brazilian football superstars from past and present as the 2014 World Cup inches ever closer. Welcome to Sports Tonight. Plenty to get through. Traditional sports was the center of attention on day 5 of the 11th edition of the Roots Homecoming Festival as scores of spectators, among them visiting African delegations from the diaspora, were thrilled by one of the country's indigenous sports. MS Jallo was in the midst of the ambience at the Banjul seaside as the traditional boat racing, locally known as regatta, spiced up the Roots Homecoming Festival and tells us more about the age-old sports which is still popular in coastal settlements.
The colorful scenes Tuesday afternoon at the Gambia Ports Authority Wharf in Banjul. A spectacular cultural display inside the waters of the Atlantic Ocean by the fishing community as hundreds if not thousands of spectators stormed the seaside to catch a glimpse of the traditional boat racing, famously known locally as regatta. Most of us might be obsessed with football, volleyball, cricket and other sports borrowed from the West. But it might interest you to know that several decades ago, there existed some exciting traditional sports, which were once upon a time the darling of Gambian sports. These traditional games are a mix and blend of culture and sports. With the boat racing competition being part of the 11th Root Homecoming Festival, the event was graced by cabinet ministers and the Africans in the diaspora who traveled thousands of miles to the Smiling Coast to reconnect with their roots.
On behalf of the Minister of Tourism and the organizing committee, you are once again all welcome here. Sit, relax and enjoy this wonderful evening. Thank you very much.
Then came the moment everyone was waiting for. 5 teams, namely Banjul Albert Market, Wafinjago, Bone Road and Bakau, ready and waiting inside the sea to compete in different events. First was the swimming race, and it was a close contest from start to finish as both swimmers demonstrated some astonishing skills inside the water. At the end it was 1-2 for Bara as Pap Jonga and Jegan Y. Job swam away from the rest to finish in first and second place respectively. Next was the biggest of all the events, the traditional boat racing or canoe paddling, known locally as regatta. The boat race was equally a tight contest as both 5 teams paddled their canoes with some real vigor. But after a fascinating but thrilling contest, the Wafinjago team fend off stiff competition to win the race with the narrowest of margins ahead of Bara in second place. Shortly after the race, the winners from Wafinjago and Banjul described the boat race as an exciting sport dating back several decades ago. The sport, they say, is part of their culture, inherited from their elders. The pillow fight was won by Abdullah Isar of Bara, beating all his opponents all the way to victory. The canoe decoration and parade was also won by Bara, meaning the North Bank coastal settlement were the overall winners, having dominated most of the events. The event showcased the beauty of indigenous African sport, much to the delight of the visiting Jamaican reggae icon Sizzla and co from the diaspora.
It was a vivid experience for me, and I'm honored being here, and I'm really happy representing the people from the diaspora and the people in Africa on a whole. Well, education, music and sports goes well hand in hand. It was a vivid experience for me, and I wish you can really heighten the spirit to involve a lot more kids in doing such, because it represents us as African. You know, we're cultural and we're very exciting about being physical, and that's the greatest of all. And seeing the old organization under the auspices of the President and the government, we appreciate very well, and we extend all our respect to the sport, and we say yes, we love the regatta. Beautiful.
So can you tell us, we are expecting to see such an interesting sports, traditional sports being displayed here?
Yes, naturally. I've expected all these things, you know what I'm saying? Because this is Africa, this is a foundation, and we merge from the slum to the highest, and we have managed to coin ourselves with the great works of uniting through culture, and this is a part of the culture also. Not only music, but the sports, because a lot of kids out there, they can't sing, they might not can DJ, but they can do a lot more great stuff, so yes.
Your general impression of all the events that you have witnessed so far?
Well, naturally, my impression was really, I would say, the respect for these people being involved in all these activities. Their honor rocketed through the roof, and I'm looking forward for more events like this, and I'm looking forward to coming to Gambia. And you need to put more events in it so it can be more exciting and invite a lot more people. Thank you.
Finally, what's going to be the message back home in Jamaica?
Well, my message to the people in Jamaica is that you should get yourself prepared to come to Africa, and you can start with Gambia on a whole, because it's a beautiful country. It's our country. Please be free. Welcome home. Bless.
And finally, has this been a real reconnection back to the roots?
Natural, because being here marks that milestone in our history as black people, in which we get to reconnect with the spirit, being to the ports where they had held our people under servitude. You know what I'm saying? All these things just reconnects us, and we're clear with expressing ourselves to the children of the world about Africa and its inhabitants.
I feel happy and it's fun to be here in the Gambia. I love it.
What's your name?
Empress Reggae.
And how old are you?
I'm 9 years wise.
9 years old. How has the whole experience been coming to the Gambia to be part of the Roots Homecoming Festival?
I feel happy, it has been fun, and I would love to do it again. Big up His Excellency the President Yahya Jammeh, all his ministers.
It was memorable. I would love to bring it to Jamaica. The slippery pole, the greasy pole, I'd love to see it at the Lucy Regatta in Hanover, Jamaica, one of our 14 parishes. It's creative. I've never seen that aspect of a regatta, but I've seen regattas before. This is most colorful. I love the colorful boat. I love the competition. Your athletes are physically, they can deal with the endurance. They look physically fit. And I love the dancing, the cultural aspect of it, the way it's put together. Beautifully done, and I'd love to be back again the next 2 years.
One thing certain, the traditional boat racing was real fun, memories of which will linger in the minds of those who travels miles away to visit and know their ancestral home.
Africa, Mother Africa, land of the ancient and the wise. It all began in Africa, the first schools and churches, where my ancestors built the first temples and palaces. Jah Rastafari.
Well then, they only mention history, teach the children our glory, in the schools and universities, as it was written in prophecy. Well, this is the reality, from Scratchy Reggae and Kalanchi.
Thank you, Mama, for the 9 months you carry me through, all them pain and suffering. No one knows the struggle you bear, just only you. Mama Africa, Holy Emmanuel like King Selassie. Regatta, regatta, we love you.
Well, it has been a real entertainment here in the Atlantico zone, here at the GPA port. And as you can see, there is a lot of excitement taking place among the different competitors in this open boat race. This is a sport that might not be popular at the moment, but this is one of the oldest sports in the country. And as you can see, hundreds of spectators came all over the country to come and witness these traditional sports. And it is a real ambience and a real fanfare, and one of the highlights of the